The session is titled Regional Connectivity for Mutual Benefits, Business Model Between China and ASEAN. And for this session, can I please invite Mr. Roland Wang, MD, China World Gold Council, to give a presentation on regional connectivity and mutual benefits in the gold jewelry and gold financing sector between China and Southeast Asian countries, according to the principle of seeking common points while reserving differences. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mr. Roland Wang, please.
Hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's not easy to be chairing at the last panel before dinner, but I try my best. It's my third time to join the APPMC, and also I helped to introduce some of the leading gold jewelry manufacturers and retailers to China, to this conference. And through these past few years, some of them has established very successful connections and cooperation in their business. So in the coming next 20 minutes, I'm going to give some introductory remarks on the regional connectivity between China and ASEAN, and what we have achieved among those local trade and what we can expect in the future, with a focus, of course, in the gold jewelry industry. China has been ASEAN's largest trade partners for the 10 years, according to the Ministry of Commerce of China. In 2018, the total trade amount, including imports and exports between China and ASEAN, reached about $587 billion, representing a stunning 14% growth year-on-year, despite the tough global economic environment. This growth rate is impressive, considering the growth rate for the trade between China and EU and China with US were only 10.6% and 8.5% respectively in 2018. The future for the cooperation between China and ASEAN remains very positive, underpinning by the ASEAN-China Strategic Partnership Vision 2013, agreed by both parties in 2018. In the vision, both parties expressed firm opposition against the trade protection and the anti-globalization trend. Furthermore, the upgrade China-ASEAN Free Zone Agreement became effective at the start of this year, and the negotiation of a regional comprehensive economic partnership agreement is on the right track. The regional connectivity positive momentum will remain the same. Not only in trade we tied closely, but we also trade each other as the major investment partner. More specifically, in 2018, machinery, electrical, audio, and video equipment was the largest category of China's exports to major Asian countries. It amounted to $116 billion, or 37.4% of the exports to major Asian countries. There's no surprise here, since this is the biggest category of Chinese total exports to the world. Base metals, textiles, chemical products, and mineral products were the rest four major exports from China to Asian countries. As for jewelry, under the HS code 711319, or the jewelry of precious metals other than silver, in 2018, China exported $0.2 billion to major Asian countries, while Hong Kong exported another $0.5 billion in total. Last year, the accumulated foreign direct investment from China to Asian countries amounted to $89 billion. This represents about 22% rise year-on-year. And in last year alone, ASEAN has set up over 1,700 companies in China, according to the Belt Road portal and Economic Daily. The two-way investment amount saw a 22-fold increase in the last 15 years. Being the major region in One Belt, One Road initiative, the potential between China and Asian countries is huge in all categories, of course, including the jewelry sector. As we stated in our gold demand trend report for 2019 Q1, the jewelry demand across South Asian countries remains stable, namely Malaysia and Thailand, and very strong in Indonesia and Vietnam. Indonesia, Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, and Singapore had a combined jewelry consumption of 97 tons in 2018. This is a 5% rise over 2017's 92 tons. Demand in South Asian countries grows substantially in the last 9 years. This is a market with a massive potential, especially considering the younger generation and also the future's economic development. A large market required a large supplier. China, being the most important jewelry manufacturer in the world, could further support the jewelry industry growth in ASEAN countries. Well, we see growth in ASEAN's jewelry demand, we also see a healthier investment demand. Major Asian countries' gold investment demand was 122.8 tons in 2018, rising 7.7% year-on-year. This was the first increase after 4 consecutive declines. The healthy development in gold investment demand was underpinned by the uncertainties surrounding exchange rates and stock markets in major Asian countries. Yet, at the same time, these countries' economics continue their growth. Going forward, we are entering into an era of more uncertainty. Gold's role as a hedge to major asset classes could become more relevant to Asian investors, not mentioning the concern about the Sino-US trade wars. Not only large, China is also the most important gold jewelry manufacturers and innovation center. In the coming few slides, I will demonstrate what I mean to this. As the most recent data shows, in 1919 Q1 alone, China fabricated about 182 tons of gold jewelry. It represents about 34% of the world total gold jewelry fabrications. As such, China is more than sufficient enough to fulfill Asian countries' gold jewelry needs if their design and the craftsmanship can be appreciated and by the local consumers, of course. It is not only about quantity, it is more important about quality. There are also many exciting innovations in China's jewelry industry, catching world attention, especially in the recent past 4 years. For a long time, 24-karat gold jewelry dominated China's jewelry market, as you know. But as the main consumer structure tipped towards younger generations, innovation follows. Actually, a lot of our panelists in the morning and in the afternoon has mentioned the change in the consumers and the change of their purchase habit and taste. So 18-karat gold and 22-karat gold jewelries are more fashionable and affordable to younger consumers, especially with the 18K rose gold in China recently. When designs meet affordability, 3D hard gold and 18-karat gold was created and promoted heavily in China. A special chemical process makes 3D gold 4 times harder than 24-karat gold without change of the purity. Yet, it uses only 1/3 of the gold that traditional jewelry uses to produce the same size of pieces, so making it much more affordable to the younger generations, especially on the online purchase environment and platform. Another innovation, which is the 4th column, we call it heritage gold, was introduced to high-end consumers originally in the past 2 years. And it is also called antique craft gold, as it has the elegancy of antiques and high purity. Surprisingly, it also attracted a lot of younger generations, not only the so-called middle-class, richer consumers. And Miragold was brought on stage in 2018. It is a 3-9 product with a shiny, smooth, mirror-like surface, attracting young generations with the taste of simple and fashionable designs. More recently, the 3G, or the 5G actually, or we call it hard gold, pure gold, became the new addition to the market, combining the purity of 24-karat gold jewelry, the rigidity of 3D hard gold, and the fashionable design of 18s. So whether the hard pure gold will become a new category to be welcomed by the consumers, we will wait and see. However, a lot of local trade has started to promote the so-called 5G hard pure gold, already started since last quarter in China. While the innovation in the jewelry products never cease to impress, there are also major developments in fabrications. In recent years, the major jewelry manufacturers, some of them sitting in the front table, they're going to join the panel, are titling towards automation and mechanization to improve efficiency. Intelligent manufacturing and intelligent design are becoming increasingly relevant now. Basically, you only have to place materials, input parameters, and collect products. This leads to leap in efficiency in jewelry fabrication. For instance, we have automatic weaving machines. It only needs maybe a few minutes, exaggerate a little bit, to produce a necklace with no flaws and minimum manpower. And this list can go on and on. My point is here, with technology advancing every day, we can expect more intelligent fabrication in the jewelry industries, already widely adopted by the leading manufacturers in China, focused in Shenzhen area, while the efficiency has been largely improved by automation and mechanization. We can also expect Chinese jewelry fabrication ability to improve further. There are a number of large and innovation fabrication bases in China to meet the demands from both local and overseas retailers and wholesalers. In 2018, mainland China and Hong Kong exported $621 million worth of jewelry to ASEAN under the official customer data. Among the major jewelry categories exported, gold jewelries are in dominance. They amounted for over 87% of total jewelry exported to Asian countries, with a growth rate of nearly 20% year on year. And last year, mainland China and Hong Kong combined exported about 4.6 tons of gold jewelries to Asian countries, with a steady growth rate of about 3.6%. Yet, as we have heard, it is about 97 tons of jewelry market, at least in the major Asian countries. I heard that in Vietnam, there are 40 tons of demand already. With Chinese jewelry manufacturing ability and innovation, the steady rising demand in Asian markets and the cooperation framework of regional connectivity and mutual benefits and One Belt, One Road initiative, the potential between China and Asian countries' jewelry market is enormous. According to Asian +3 Microeconomic Research Office, by 2035, China will invest more than $400 billion in Asian countries. And they also expect Asians' combined GDP to reach 7.8 trillion US dollar with a total population of 0.75 billion. It is strategically important to foster the development in the Asian's jewelry market and enhance the connectivity between China and Asian countries. Innovations in Chinese jewelry manufacture will bring flowering developments in Asia. There are large space and many opportunities to cooperate and develop between Chinese gold trade and also Asians partners, I believe. And I also believe the Bandan Conference spirit, proposed by Chinese first Premier, Mr. Zhou Enlai, at the General Assembly of the Non-Aligned Movement in 1955, will still be valid for a gold industry. That is, seeking common ground while putting aside differences and peaceful coexistence and common development for mutual benefits and win-win solution. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my initial comments on this theme. And now let's pass to the formal panel discussion to listen to the actual cases shared by the 7 invited panelists from both China and Asian countries on stage on what they have achieved, what they have experienced, what they have learned, and what they expect to improve in future to share with the audience.